Hi everyone, it's Clyde at Vibrant Soap, and I'm making my first patchouli soap ever. And I'm going to color it with two kinds of purples and two kinds of greens. And I got the color information by looking online and finding patchouli plants. And it's not something that I've ever grown, but I did find a flowering mint in front of my house, and it's not too different from this. There's a light purple in this flower that looks really white, but it seems like the patchouli flower, the actual patchouli flower, has bigger petals and bigger leaves, and that there's more purples. I can detect two different kinds of purples in the photos that I found. So that's what inspired me to do the color design in this one, and let me show you what I came up with. Okay, no color wheel on this one. I didn't even think about that. All I thought about was, what does a patchouli plant look like? What do its flowers look like, so that I would have some idea on how to design the colors for the soap. So what I found was that I wanted to use white. There's some white in the flower, and it is a plant after all, so it has some green to it, and there's a really deep green that I used, and with my micas I combined a little bit of black to get the shade of green that I wanted. And when you add black colorant to your micas or whatever you use, you just need a little drop. If you put too much, it may look green in your container, but when it mixes with the soap it turns almost black, so be real careful with how much you use there. And there's also a very light green in the leaves. So, part of it is looking at what you're being inspired by, and if it looks good on paper, chances are it will look good in the soap. But you have to allow for morphing and all that stuff too. I also have a real deep purple, and also a lavender or pastel of the purple. And that's the color scheme for the soap. Now, if I was talking about the color wheel, you don't really need to in this case. I only have two colors, green and purple, but I just have a shade of the green and a tint of the green, and a purple and its tint, or its pastel. So really there's not so many colors that can really fight with each other. So another thing you can try is just lightening the same kind of colors that you're using already, or darken them, and they should be pretty compatible in a soap. So let's get on with the soap making. Okay, so once again you've seen me blend this a lot of times, so I'm just going to get right to the color portion. And if you're curious about how I mix my soap batters, then you can look at some of my other videos. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I just added my fragrance to the colors in my batter, so everything's going to get mixed up now. Working in order from lightest color to darkest colors. Okay, and I looked up the plant of patchouli to get the color scheme for this. The flowers are a combination of a light purple and a darker purple. And of course the leaves are green. So two kinds of green for this. Okay. So I'm going to do an in the pot swirl for the base of green, and then get the two other purples in here. It's the first time I've used this scent too, and I really like it. This fragrance, that there's a mild acceleration, so I'm going to make sure I get this in there. One, two. Save that for the top. That swirl on the bowl looks pretty nice. Do something a little different. I'm going to try to alternate. It's almost like a double tiger swirl that I'm attempting. Okay, I think it's about time to get these dividers out. Okay, and before I get the top on there, I did put my hanger tool aside just so I could maybe break up that stripe in there a bit. So that's what I'm going to do. And the last bit of purple. You saw probably that I made that up as I went along. Had I poured all the purple, I wouldn't have had enough to put on top of this lighter green topping. So just watching my soap and seeing what it needed at the time. Otherwise I had no special swirling plans for this one. Let's do some kind of interesting swirl here. Okay, that's it. So I can't wait to see what this looks like. All cut up, so let's show you the cutting video. Okay, let's see what happened on the inside of this soap. I'm cutting this about 2 days after I made it. It's got a nice swirl to it. 2 different kinds of greens, 2 different kinds of purples, and this is one of those soaps that I have to bring back after I've gone through the whole loaf to show you the color change. Before my very eyes, this area is turning color, so it morphs back into something more bright. You can see a little difference between this side that was cut when the other soap was cut and this side that was on the interior of the loaf. Been doing some more soaps with essential oils, and I'm coloring them differently than these soaps. So if we looked at that, right after it's cut, you think you're doomed because of all that gray, but it comes back. Here's the first one I cut. It's already brightened up. So you can see a difference. The color will get stronger. This is the first time I've tried a fragrance called Patchouli Rain, and I know some people that I sell to at the festivals that really like patchouli, so I decided to try this one, and it does smell good. I think because I'm not particularly a patchouli kind of person, but when I smelled this one, I go, well, I like that one. A lot of swirls in that one. I've really enjoyed reading people's comments on these videos, so I really appreciate that. I'm trying to get more subscribers, so if you can tell your friends to tune in if they like it. Some of my viewers like the color tutorial, and they also like the soap making, but they say that they've never made soap, nor will they probably ever make soap, but they enjoy the videos. So I appreciate all of that. Thank you very much. And I'm going to make I lost the corner in this one, so I'm going to make a few smaller sized ones for samples. And I'll bring you back to this one. Look how deep that purple became, and that looks really kind of nice. It is the color of the patchouli plant and flowers I researched before I designed the soap, so I really like that. I'll show you another one. Nice little twists of swirl there. The bright green and the bright purple really set this off, I think, but it wouldn't be set off if the whole thing was bright. So it's almost, you need like a straight man and the funny person to set things off. Same thing with colors. Okay, so this is Clyde at Vibrant Soap. Hope you like that. And I'm going to make a small video on the cutting of my next essential oil soap because it has a special color scheme going for that. So thanks for watching again, and thanks for visiting the vibrantsoap.com webpage, and we'll see you soon. Bye.